I watched Emma scroll through her phone while sipping her coffee, pretending to read the morning news. "Everything okay?" I asked. She looked up smiling. "Yeah, just emails. Nothing important." I nodded, but something in her eyes made me uneasy. Lately, she'd been more distant. Texting late at night, disappearing into the bedroom with her phone. I tried to ignore it, told myself it was nothing. Later, I met David at the cafe. "Man, are you blind?" he asked, sipping his espresso. "Emma's acting weird. Don't tell me you haven't noticed." I frowned. I thought I was overthinking it.
I'll die.
David shook his head. "Overthinking? Dude, when your gut screams, listen. She's hiding something." Laughed nervously. "Maybe it's just work stress." "Work stress doesn't make her blush when she texts someone at midnight," he said. His words hit harder than I expected. Back at home, I decided to confront her gently. "Emma, can we talk?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. She looked up, eyes bright. "Sure, about what?" I hesitated. "I don't know. I just feel like maybe something's changed between us." She set her coffee down. "Nothing's changed. I love you. You know that, right?" "I do," I said, forcing a smile. "It's just, I feel you're a little distant lately." Emma leaned closer. "I've been stressed with work, that's all. I promise it's nothing serious." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But my chest tightened, suspicion gnawing at me. Something felt off. Later, as we ate dinner, she kept checking her phone. I caught a glimpse of a message pop up, her smile twitching just for a second. I looked away, pretending not to notice, but the knot in my stomach grew tighter. "Emma," I said quietly. "Who's that?" "Nobody," she replied immediately. Her tone was too sharp to be casual. I let it go for now. Maybe I was imagining things. The next morning, I woke early, hoping to talk to her before she left. She was already dressed for work, standing by the door, bag in hand. "Coffee?" I offered, trying to sound normal. She shook her head. "I need to leave early today. Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, just a busy day at the office," she said, avoiding my gaze. She paused for a second, then smiled faintly. "See you tonight." I nodded, but she lingered at the door, hesitation flickering in her eyes. My heart sank a little. As she stepped out, I called after her. "Wait." She turned, smiling softly, but there was something I couldn't read anymore. That fleeting hesitation, that unspoken secret. It was like a shadow passing between us. I closed the door slowly, leaning against it. My mind raced with doubts, questions, and a gnawing suspicion I couldn't shake. Everything looked perfect on the surface, but beneath it, I wasn't so sure anymore, and for the first time in a long while, I realized I might not really know the person I married. CHP2, Emma walked in from work, her bag swinging slightly, but she wasn't her usual cheerful self. She dropped onto the couch, avoiding eye contact. "Rough day?" I asked, trying to sound casual. She bit her lip. "You could say that." I frowned. "Come on, Emma, you know you can tell me anything." She hesitated, then finally looked at me, her eyes darting to the floor. It's complicated." I frowned deeper. "Complicated how?" She sighed, running a hand through her hair. "Mr. Harrison. He asked me to do something." I froze mid-step. "Do something?" I echoed, my stomach tightening. "He wants me to pretend to be his fiancée at a company event." "Wait, what? Pretend? Like a fake relationship?" Emma nodded slowly. "I know it sounds weird." I said no at first, but he insisted. He said it would really help the company, and he made it clear it could help my career too. I felt my chest tighten, a mix of anger and disbelief. "Your career, Emma? He's asking you to pretend to be engaged." "For work?" She nodded again, biting her lip. "I know it sounds wrong, but I think I can handle it. I'll make it clear to him it's only professional." I paced the living room, trying to process the words. "Professional? Emma, he's your boss. Do you really think he's thinking professional?" Have you seen how he looks at you? She leaned forward, her voice trembling. I'm not blind. I know what you mean. But I swear I'm not doing this for him. I don't want to cause trouble. And I thought, maybe I can control it. I stopped pacing, running my hands through my hair. Control it, Emma? This isn't some game. What if he crosses a line? What if this ruins us? Her eyes filled with worry. I would never let it ruin us. I love you. I mean it. This is just a favor. For the company. For me. And nothing else. I promise. I swallowed hard, trying to believe her. I want to. I really do. But you have to understand. My gut is screaming that this is dangerous. May reached out, placing her hand over mine. I get it. I understand why you're scared. And I'll be careful, I didn't want to lie to you. I wanted to tell you before anything happens. I nodded slowly, feeling the knot in my stomach tighten. Okay, I appreciate that. I need to trust you, Emma, but I can't stop worrying. She smiled faintly, squeezing my hand. I know, and I don't blame you. I just need you to believe me, even if it's hard. We sat in silence for a moment, the tension between us thick. I wanted to ask more, to demand details, but I could see she was trying her best to be honest. My mind raced, imagining every possible scenario, each worse than the last. Finally, she stood, picking up her bag again. I have to go. The company event. It's tonight. I'll be careful. I promise. Just don't follow me, okay? I nodded, trying to keep my composure. All right. But I'll be thinking about you. Just don't let him manipulate you. She paused at the door, looking back at me, her eyes full of love and apology. I won't. I love you. That's all that matters. The moment she stepped out, I closed the door behind her slowly. My heart was pounding, jealousy and fear twisting inside me. I knew I couldn't stop what was about to happen. But I swore silently that I would watch closely, that I wouldn't let anything happen without knowing every detail. I sank onto the couch, staring at the empty doorway, feeling both helpless and determined. Tonight, I realized, wasn't just about Emma going to a work event. It was about trust, how easily it could be broken, how carefully it needed to be protected. And I promised myself, no matter what happened, I would find out the truth. GAP3, I parked a few blocks from the restaurant where Emma said she was meeting a colleague. I watched from behind the tinted window as she walked in, her shoulders tense, her smile tight. Then I saw him, Harrison. He stood up, greeting her with a warm, too familiar smile. He touched her arm lightly. My chest tightened. Emma, you made it. He said, his voice smooth, almost charming. Yes. Thank you for inviting me, she replied, her tone polite but stiff. I gritted my teeth. Polite but stiff? That's an understatement. They sat, and he leaned closer, gesturing animatedly. She laughed nervously at something he said. I noticed the way her fingers twitched as she sipped her water. I stepped back, my hand shaking. I didn't want to confront her here, not in public, but the jealousy gnawed at me. I couldn't stop imagining the worst. Later that night, she came home, closing the door softly behind her. I didn't wait, Emma. What was that today? I asked, voice low. She froze, setting her bag down. What do you mean? I mean Harrison. The way he touched your arm. The way you laughed at everything he said. Emma, are you serious? Are you really just helping him for work? She sighed, rubbing her temples. I told you, I'm only doing this for work. I would never, but it doesn't feel like that. I snapped. It feels like you're pretending for him. For him, not the company. Emma flinched, but stood her ground. No, I'm not pretending for him. I'm doing this for the project, for the team, for me. Nothing else. I ran a hand over my face, trying to calm down. I want to believe you, Emma, but it's hard. You seemed, I don't know, different tonight. Hesitant, nervous. And Harrison. He's too smooth, too manipulative. I've seen the way he operates. Her eyes softened. I know he can be. Charming, I see it. But I'm not blind. and I know my limits. I won't let him cross any lines. I promise. I paced the living room, my mind racing. Every little memory came back: his overly friendly gestures, the way he praised Emma in front of colleagues, the subtle compliments no one else noticed. Harrison was clever, too clever. I remembered what David said earlier that week: don't rush in. Watch carefully. You can't let anger control you. I nodded, thinking about David's advice. I didn't want to act recklessly, not yet. But how long could I watch silently before my jealousy got the better of me? Emma's voice pulled me from my thoughts. Are you listening? I am, I said, finally stopping in front of her. I hate feeling like I can't trust what's real. She stepped closer, her hand brushing mine. It's real. You, us. That's what matters. I'm still me, and I'm still yours. Harrison, his charm is part of his job. He's manipulative, yes, but I'm not naive. I won't let him control me, or us. I studied her face, searching for anything that might betray her words. She avoided my gaze slightly, and my stomach sank. Why won't you look at me directly? I want to believe you, I whispered. I really do. But every instinct I have is screaming danger. I need to know you're safe and that this isn't going to destroy us. She nodded, smiling faintly, though her eyes still didn't meet mine. I understand, and I'll be careful. I'll prove it to you. Just, please, try to trust me. I exhaled slowly, tension leaving my shoulders a little, but the knot in my chest remained. I realized then that trust wasn't something that could be demanded, it had to be rebuilt. Every day, as she went to get ready for bed, I watched silently, torn between love and suspicion. I wanted to protect her, yes, but I also knew I couldn't control Harrison, and I knew that, tonight, the truth was only partially revealed. CHP for Emma came home later than usual, her face pale, her hands gripping her bag straps tightly. I could tell something had broken through her composure. Emma, what happened? I asked softly, my voice trembling with a mix of fear and anticipation. She dropped onto the couch and ran a hand over her face. I need to tell you everything, she said, barely above a whisper. I sat beside her, heart racing. Okay, I'm listening. Tell me everything. Her voice shook. Harrison, he's been manipulating me. He said that if I helped him, if I pretended to be his fiancée at the company event, it would boost my career. He made it sound harmless at first, but he's been pushing, suggesting. More than I expected. I froze, feeling a surge of rage and betrayal. He's using you. Using us. I spat, my hands clenching. I trusted you, and now this. How could he think? How could anyone think this is okay? Emma flinched but didn't look away. I didn't agree to anything inappropriate. I didn't know how to refuse completely without risking my job. I never meant to hurt you. I stood abruptly. Hurt me, Emma? This isn't just about you. He's manipulating the situation. He's taking advantage of your good nature. And you trusted me to believe in us. Don't you see how dangerous this is? Tears welled in her eyes. I know. I see it now. I hate that I didn't tell you sooner. I wanted to protect you, to keep our life normal. I took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm inside me. Protect me, Emma? I don't want protection. I want honesty. I want you to be safe. That's it. She nodded, voice trembling. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right. My mind raced. I couldn't just sit here and let Harrison keep manipulating her. But I also couldn't confront him recklessly. He was clever. And I didn't want to put Emma in more danger. David's right, I muttered, thinking about my friend's advice. We need a plan. I need to expose him. Carefully. No mistakes. Emma looked at me, wary. You can't put yourself in danger for this. Please, be smart. I will, I said firmly. But I won't let him control our lives. Not him, not anyone. The next morning, I decided to follow my instincts. Harrison's office was quiet when I arrived early. I hid near the reception, pretending to read an email, listening carefully. Harrison's voice carried down the hallway. We need her fully on board. Once she's in, there's no turning back. She'll be more valuable if she believes in the plan herself. I stiffened. That tone, it wasn't professional. It was possessive, manipulative. A minor colleague passed by, glancing at me curiously. Everything okay? They asked softly. Fine, I muttered, my eyes still fixed on Harrison's office. I overheard them continue. Honestly, Harrison has been shady for months. People just don't realize it until it's too late. My stomach twisted. Shady. Too late. This wasn't just about my wife pretending at an event. It was bigger. Much bigger. I backed away slowly, my mind racing. Harrison had deeper, darker secrets than I'd imagined. He wasn't just manipulative, he was dangerous. I had to tread carefully, but I also knew I couldn't wait. That night I confronted Emma again. I overheard him today, I said, keeping my voice low. He's planning something bigger than the event. He's controlling, manipulative, and he has secrets, Emma. Dangerous ones. Her eyes widened. I didn't realize it was this bad. I thought it was just about the company. I didn't know. I took her hands in mine. We need to be careful. I'll figure out a way to expose him, but we have to be smart. One wrong move, and he could ruin everything, not just us, but his own. And maybe more. Emma nodded, squeezing my hands tightly. I trust you. I'll follow your lead. Just be careful. I don't want anyone hurt. Pulled her close, feeling the anger and fear mingle with love. We'll get through this. I promise. But we need to stay vigilant. No one will take advantage of us again, not him, not anyone. Her head rested on my shoulder, silent tears sliding down her cheeks. I felt a surge of protectiveness and determination. Harrison had underestimated us. He had no idea what he was about to face, and I realized for the first time that this wasn't just about exposing a manipulative boss. It was about reclaiming control, protecting Emma, and uncovering truths that would change everything. CHP 5, I met David at our usual cafe, my head spinning with everything I had overheard. He's worse than I thought, I muttered, gripping my coffee cup. David leaned back, eyes serious. Harrison isn't just a manipulative boss. He's calculating. If you rush in, you'll play right into his hands. I know, I admitted. But I can't just do nothing. Emma's involved, and if he keeps manipulating her, I can't let it happen. David nodded slowly. Then we need a plan. Careful. Step by step. We can't rely on brute force or confrontation. Evidence, patience, precision, that's how we win. I clenched my fists, thinking through every detail. Emails, recordings, witnesses. I can get proof without exposing Emma to more risk. But it'll take time, and I can't make mistakes. You're smart enough, David said. But don't let anger rule your moves. You want justice, not revenge that backfires. I took a deep breath. I need to stay calm. I need to protect Emma while gathering everything I can. Later that night, Emma sat across from me at dinner, picking at her food. You've been quiet, she said softly. Are you still thinking about Harrison? I am, I admitted. But I'm also thinking about a way to handle him. Safely. I can't let him continue without consequences. Her eyes widened. You mean, expose him? Yes, I said, keeping my voice low, but carefully. I'll gather evidence first. I'll make sure there's no chance for him to manipulate anything. No mistakes. Emma reached across the table, her hand brushing mine. I trust you. I just don't want you to get hurt in the process. I won't, I said firmly. But I can't let him continue to play us. You need to see him for what he is. She nodded, her expression conflicted. I know now. I see his manipulation, how he twisted things. I feel foolish, but I won't let him control me anymore. The next day, I started subtle surveillance. I checked his emails when he left his office unattended for a moment. I recorded conversations where I suspected he was crossing lines, careful to remain unnoticed. Every little detail, every sly comment, I noted. At lunch, I met David again. Found anything? He asked, Just pieces, I admitted. But it's enough to see the pattern. He's systematic. He's always testing limits, seeing what he can get away with. David smirked. Sounds like our chance to corner him. Once we have enough proof, he can't deny anything. I felt a mixture of fear and satisfaction. Protecting Emma was my priority, but part of me relished the thought of seeing Harrison exposed. My emotions swung wildly: love for Emma, anger at him, fear for what could happen next. That evening, Emma came home with a folder in her hands. I spoke with HR, she said quietly. They noticed some irregularities in Harrison's management. I wasn't sure how to bring it up, but I think they'll listen if I report things carefully. Good, I said, relief flooding me. We'll combine what you know with what I've collected. Step by step, she nodded, still hesitant. I feel guilty for being involved. I didn't see it at first, and now. You didn't know? I said firmly. We both know now. That's what matters. We can fix it together. The next few days were tense. I shadowed Harrison discreetly during office hours, keeping track of who he met, what he said, and how he tried to charm or intimidate employees. Every note, every recording, I cataloged carefully. Then, late one afternoon, Harrison called Emma into his office. My stomach dropped. I quickly positioned myself across the hall, pretending to read emails while keeping the door in view. I need to speak with you privately, I heard Harrison say, his tone deceptively calm. Emma's voice was quiet but firm. Of course, but I don't appreciate your manipulations. I won't be swayed by favors or threats. I smiled to myself. She was learning, finally standing up to him, and he had no idea I was listening. I leaned back against the wall, heart pounding. All the pieces were coming together. Harrison believed he was in control, unaware that every secret, every attempt to manipulate, was being documented. Tonight I realized justice wasn't about confrontation. It was about patience, strategy, and protecting the one person who mattered most to me. And when the time came, Harrison would finally face the truth. CHP 6, the company gala, was buzzing with chatter. The room sparkling with lights and laughter. I stayed close to Emma, my heart pounding. Tonight everything would change. Are you sure about this? Emma whispered, her fingers brushing mine. I'm sure, I said. It's time everyone sees the truth. We approached Harrison, who was laughing with his usual charm, completely unaware. Emma, you look lovely tonight, he said smoothly. She smiled faintly, ignoring the comment. I stepped forward. Harrison, can we have a word? My voice cut through the noise, sharp and controlled. He looked at me, eyebrows raised. Of course. What's this about? I held up a folder. This is about your manipulations. How you pressured Emma to pretend to be your fiancée. How you tried to use her career for your own gain. A ripple went through the crowd. Harrison's smile faltered. I don't know what you're implying. I opened the folder, handing copies to HR and a few senior colleagues. Emails, recordings, witness statements, everything. Every step of your deception is documented. Harrison's face turned pale. You can't do this here. Stayed. Emma stepped closer, her voice steady. I'm sorry for being involved, unintentionally. I never agreed to anything inappropriate, and I hope this proves it. I placed a hand on hers. It's not your fault. You were manipulated. This is about him, not you. A senior manager cleared her throat. Harrison, these are serious accusations. We'll need explanations immediately. Laughed nervously, trying to regain control. This is a misunderstanding, she misinterpreted everything. I cut him off. Misinterpretation doesn't explain the emails, the recordings, or the witnesses. You can try to lie, but the evidence speaks for itself. Murmurs spread through the crowd. People glanced at Harrison with disbelief. I can explain, he said again, but his voice was trembling. Emma squeezed my hand. You see now, right? He wasn't what I thought. I nodded. Yes, and now everyone sees the real Harrison. The manipulator. The liar. Harrison's face darkened. You think this is over? You have no idea who you're dealing with. I shook my head. I do, and everyone else does now. Your control ends tonight. HR stepped forward. We'll handle this according to company policy. Your position, your influence, all of it is under review. You will answer for these actions. Harrison's jaw tightened. His charm was gone, replaced by panic and disbelief. The room was silent, but for whispers of shock and murmurs of satisfaction. Emma leaned into me, whispering, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for any of this." I hugged her gently. "It's not your fault. You were caught in his web, just like I feared. But you stood by me tonight, and that's what matters." The tension in the room began to shift. Colleagues looked at Harrison with suspicion, and slowly, his confident demeanor crumbled. He tried to speak again, but no one listened. His reputation, carefully built over years, was unraveling in front of everyone. I felt a mixture of triumph and relief. The fear, the anger, the sleepless nights, they were all worth this moment. But beneath it all, there was sadness too. How much trust had been tested, how many moments of doubt we endured. Emma's eyes met mine, full of gratitude and understanding. "We did it," she whispered. "Yes," I said, squeezing her hand. "We did, and we'll be stronger for it." Harrison turned, storming out, muttering threats that no one cared to hear. The room began to buzz again, but the atmosphere had changed. People no longer saw him as untouchable. I exhaled slowly, feeling the weight lift from my shoulders. Justice had been served not through physical confrontation, not through rage, but through truth, strategy, and patience. Emma rested her head on my shoulder. "Thank you for protecting me." "For protecting us?" I kissed her forehead. "Always. That's what matters. We're safe now, and no one can take that away from us." As I looked around the room, watching the reality of Harrison's downfall sink in, I realized something important. Karma doesn't need to be violent. Sometimes it just needs patience, proof, and courage. And tonight, justice had found its way. CHP7 Emma sat across from me at the kitchen table, her fingers tracing the rim of her mug. "I know things won't go back to exactly how they were," she said softly. "I know," I replied, leaning forward. "And I don't expect them to. But we can build something stronger. Something honest." She looked at me, eyes full of vulnerability. "I never meant to make you doubt me. I didn't know how to handle him or the situation. I feel so guilty." I reached across, holding her hands gently. "You don't have to feel guilty. We were both caught in it. Fear, jealousy, suspicion, it almost destroyed us. But we survived. Together." Her eyes welled up, and I squeezed her hands. "I was scared too. Seeing you manipulated, thinking about what Harrison might do, it made me angry, jealous, unsure. But I realize now love doesn't mean controlling. It means trusting, protecting, and supporting." Akima smiled faintly. "I'm trying to trust again. And to be honest, really honest this time, I want us to heal, not just survive." I nodded. "Me too. Healing takes time, patience, in small steps." Later, David joined us for a casual dinner. "So, no corporate crises tonight?" he joked, passing the salad bowl. I chuckled. "Not tonight. Just rebuilding lives." David raised an eyebrow. "You too look lighter, happier, like the weight's finally lifting." Emma laughed softly. "It's still there a little, but we're working on it." I felt warmth in my chest, realizing how far we'd come. We were no longer trapped in fear and suspicion. Our conversations had shifted from tension to openness. "Remember this?" Emma said suddenly, pulling a small box from her bag. I looked at it curiously. She handed it to me. It was my favorite gift from years ago, a watch I'd almost forgotten about. I thought it was lost. I murmured, touched. "I wanted you to have it back," she said softly. "It's a symbol that some things remain even when everything else shakes." I smiled, slipping it onto my wrist. "Thank you. More than you know." We sat in silence for a moment, simply enjoying each other's presence. The tension, the fear, the doubt, they were still there. In shadows, but lighter, manageable. Do you ever think about everything that almost happened? Emma asked quietly. All the time, I admitted. I remember the jealousy, the fear, the suspicion. I remember thinking I might lose you or worse, that I didn't know you at all. But then I remember how we fought for each other, how honesty and love brought us back. Emma nodded, squeezing my hand. I see it now too, and I realize the love we have is stronger than any manipulation, any lie, any fear. We laughed softly together, a shared sound of relief and intimacy. Small moments like this, returning the watch, casual dinners, conversations without tension were the real markers of our healing. David raised his glass. To surviving, learning, and laughing again, he said. To us, I replied, clinking my glass against his and Emma's. As the evening settled, I reflected quietly. Fear and jealousy had tested us, almost destroying trust. Suspicion had threatened our bond. But honesty, patience, and unwavering love had pulled us back. Emma rested her head on my shoulder, and I wrapped my arm around her. I'm grateful, I whispered. For you, for us, for surviving the storm. We're stronger together now. She smiled faintly. Me too. And I'll keep proving it every day. I took a deep breath, feeling hope bloom inside me. Our past wasn't erased, but it no longer controlled us. Every laugh, every shared glance, every small gift restored intimacy and connection. Tonight, I realized something important. Love, paired with trust and honesty, isn't just about surviving, it's about growing together. Through everything life throws at us, and for the first time in months, I felt truly at peace. CHP8, I sat on the porch with Emma, the evening sun casting a warm glow over the yard. She sipped her tea, smiling softly. You know, she said, I never thought we'd come this far. I chuckled. Neither did I, after everything. It feels surreal. She looked at me, eyes honest. I'm grateful we made it. Despite Harrison, despite fear and jealousy, we're here. I nodded. I keep thinking about how close we came to losing trust, how fragile it felt, and yet, we survived. That's something. Emma reached out, taking my hand. We did. And we learned a lot about ourselves, about each other, about what matters. Yeah, I said, squeezing her hand. I realized love isn't just about romance or comfort. It's about honesty, patience, and protecting each other even when the world seems against you. She laughed softly. And sometimes about surviving manipulative bosses without losing your mind. I grinned, especially that part. We fell into a comfortable silence, the kind where words aren't needed. I thought about Harrison, his charm, his lies, his downfall. Karmic justice had taken care of him, but the lesson was ours to keep. People like him can test your boundaries, but truth and integrity always prevail. I still can't believe he thought he could control everything, I said, watching him unravel. It was almost satisfying, but also sobering. Power built on lies doesn't last. Emma leaned her head on my shoulder. I've learned not to take things for granted. Not love, not trust, not honesty. We rebuilt something that matters more than I ever expected. I wrapped my arm around her. We did, and we'll keep building. Stronger, wiser, together. She smiled faintly. It feels good, doesn't it? The weight lifted. No more fear, no more secrets. Yeah, I said, letting the words settle. We're stronger now, resilient, ready for whatever comes next. Emma looked up at me, eyes twinkling. You always say the right things. I laughed. I just mean what I say. Life tested us, and we passed. That's what matters. She squeezed my hand. I'm proud of us. And I'm proud of you, I replied. For being honest, brave, and for trusting me, even when it was hard. She rested her head against me again, and I felt the calm I'd been chasing for months. The fear, the anger, the suspicion, they were gone, replaced by understanding, love, and gratitude. I thought quietly, life can test love, integrity, and patience. It can shake your world, make you question everything, and push you to your limits. But genuine relationships, the ones built on honesty and mutual respect, survive. They grow stronger, wiser, and deeper. I glanced at Emma and smiled. We've learned a lot, haven't we? We have, she whispered, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I held her close, feeling the warmth of the evening and the certainty that, no matter what life threw at us, we would endure together.